Dear friends, I hope you all are well. My name is Biju Ramachandran. I want to share another book summary and practical tips for all busy people who don't get much free time to read books and those who don't like reading non-fiction books. Thank you so much for your support, personal messages and feedback. Please forgive my poor language, voice and technology skills. I sincerely hope the content is excellent and beneficial. Today I'll be talking about another classic book, Mindset, the New Psychology of Success, Changing the Way You Think to Fulfill Your Potential by Carol S. Dweck. Carol S. Dweck is an American psychologist and a professor of psychology at Stanford University. Before that, she taught at Columbia, Harvard, and Illinois universities. Professor Dweck has primary research interests in motivation, personality, and development. Her key contribution to social psychology relates to implicit theories of intelligence, described in her 2006 book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. According to Professor Dweck, some believe their success is based on innate ability. These have a fixed theory of intelligence or fixed mindset. Others who believe their success is based on hard work, learning, training, and doggedness are said to have a growth or an incremental theory of intelligence or growth mindset. Professor Dweck explains fixed and growth mindsets. In a fixed mindset, students and people believe their basic abilities, intelligence, and their talents are just fixed traits. They have a certain amount, and that's that. And then their goal becomes to look smart all the time and never look dumb. In addition, they believe their entire personality is at stake. One slip-up could be enough to brand them as incompetent for life. So they constantly seek approval from others to protect their egos and confirm that they are really as great as they think they are. In a growth mindset, students understand that their talents and abilities can be developed through effort, good teaching, and persistence. They don't necessarily think everyone's the same or anyone can be Einstein, but they believe everyone can get smarter if they work at it. As a result, they consider and discard strategies used in the past and always think about how they can eradicate their faults and weaknesses. Now, let us see how this theory applies in various fields, in sports and a champion mindset, in business, in relationships, in parenting, and finally, how to develop our growth mindset. The American basketball legend Michael Jordan wasn't a natural talent. Instead, he was the hardest working athlete perhaps in the history of that sport. It is well known that Michael Jordan was cut from high school varsity team. The college didn't recruit him. He wasn't drafted by the first two NBA teams that could have chosen him. Jordan was devastated. His mother says, "I told him to go back and discipline himself. He listened. He used to leave the house at 6 in the morning to go practice before school. At the University of North Carolina, he constantly worked on his weaknesses. The coach was taken aback by his willingness to work harder than anyone else. By the end of his career, he had the best shooting techniques of anybody on the court and became one of the greatest basketball players of all time." Michael Jordan obviously had a growth mindset. Rather than finding fault in his teammates or the court's floor, he looked for ways to improve his own skills and game. He firmly believed that he could transform his defeats into victories if he tried hard enough. I personally don't know much about basketball and I'm too short to play it. But I'm a big fan of this man after learning more about his attitude and work ethic, reading about him and watching his Netflix series The Last Dance, and watching his Hall of Fame speech on YouTube. This story is not from this book, but I take the liberty to tell a sad Indian scenario that suddenly comes to mind. In the Indian background, in cricket, we had read that Tendulkar 14 and Kambli 16 scored individual scores of 326 not out and 349 not out and a record total of 664 partnership for their school in 1988. Not long after both reached the Indian cricket team. Kambli reeled off back-to-back double centuries in his first 5 innings as a Test cricketer and followed that up with 2 centuries in his next 3 innings. But the 200 mark eluded Tendulkar for 10 long years. And Tendulkar voiced a similar opinion after getting to the mark. He said, 10 years is a long time, but you keep trying. What happened to his friend Kambli? Before long, Kambli came burning down. The big runs dried up before long, and the headlines were instead made up of more and more off-the-field issues. Less than 3 years after his debut, at the young age of 23, Kambli was done as a Test cricketer. And by the age of 28, his Indian career has wound up as well, bringing a vastly premature end to a potential all-time great career. On the other hand, Tendulkar went on to play for 24 long vigilant years and retired a year short of 40, scoring a record number of runs and inspiring the nation with his exemplary on and off field character. It's not just about the character, but it's also about the mindset. The disciplined, hardworking nature and incremental growth mindset of Tendulkar was the secret of his success. Growth mindset in business. Lee Iacocca started in the Ford company as assistant sales manager, rose through the ranks and became the president of Ford Motor Company. But he clashed with Henry Ford too, and he was fired. Iacocca was stunned and humiliated. Then Iacocca became the CEO of Chrysler Motors when it was on the brink of collapse. But thanks to his swift decision making and a good feel for employees, he was able to bring the company back to life and success. But after that, his behavior changed abruptly. Iacocca started exhibiting a fixed mindset. He started resting on his laurels, flaunting his superiority and putting more energy into his own image than into company's welfare. His sole objective became to seek approval from others. Now contrast that with Louis Gerstner, who took over IBM just as it was about to go belly up. Plagued by a fixed mindset environment, the company was wasting energy on internal disagreements instead of focusing on service and teamwork. Everyone was trying to do what was best for themselves, thus the company was not meeting customer needs. Gerstner's growth mindset enabled him to create a new work environment based on teamwork and development. As a result, the focus moved away from individual success and towards shared development. Based on this concept, he was able to bring about lasting success at IBM. Personally, I read Lee Iacocca autobiography when I was in school when a cousin who was studying MBA gave it to me. Lee Iacocca was a great hero in my mind till I read this book. Growth mindset in family relationships. Picture your ideal love partnership. Does it involve perfect compatibility, no disagreements, no compromises, no hard work? Please think again. In every relationship, issues arise. Professor Dweck explains that individuals with a fixed mindset believe that relationships are either meant to be or not. Therefore, if the partner could not read others' mind or just know what the other person wanted, liked or disliked, then the relationship was doomed. Also, people with a fixed mindset believe that a couple should agree with each other on everything. The next enormous difficulty with a fixed mindset is the belief that problems in marital life are a sign of deep-seated character flaws in their partner. With the fixed mindset, one moment your partner is the light of your life, the next they are your enemy. Also, in the fixed mindset, it's easy to get into a competition with your partner who is smarter, more talented, more liked by others, etc. Some individuals with a fixed mindset also want revenge on other person, especially after the relationship failed. The most problematic tendency in people with a fixed mindset is that they expect everything good to happen naturally and automatically. Rather than basing the foundations of their relationship on teamwork to help each other solve their problems and gain skills, they think that this will occur magically through their love. Pop culture, movies and unrealistic ideals have a significant role in this. It turns out the fixed mindset is the root cause of our most toxic cultural myths about true love. So please stop blaming. Move beyond thinking about fault and blame all the time. Through the words of Dweck herself, the growth mindset says all of these things can be developed. You, your partner, and relationship. Everything is capable of growth and change. Just as there are no great achievements without setbacks, there are no great relationships without conflicts and problems along the way, writes Dweck in Mindset. The perfect partner doesn't exist. And so the goal is not to become a perfect partner. The goal is to strive from constant improvements to become a better partner. Growth mindset in parenting. Parents with a growth mindset encourage their children and urge them to continue learning, whereas those with a fixed mindset always judge their children, telling them what is right or wrong, good or bad. The sky is the limit when it comes to life's possibilities for children with a growth mindset. These kids believe they can learn more with hard work, dedication, and perseverance. Professor Dweck warns of the dangers of praising about children's intelligence all the time, as it puts children in a fixed mindset and they will not want to be challenged because they will not want to look stupid or make a mistake. She notes, praising children's intelligence harms motivation and it harms performance. She advises, if parents want to give their children a gift, the best thing they can do is to teach their children to love challenges, be intrigued by mistakes, enjoy effort, and keep on learning. That way, the children don't have to be slaves of praise. They'll have a lifelong way to build and repair their own confidence. Now, let us see what a real Superman can teach us. Christopher Reeve was an American actor, director, and activist best known for his title role in the film Superman. Reeve broke his neck when thrown from a horse during an equestrian competition. The injury paralyzed him from shoulders down, and he used a wheelchair and ventilator for the rest of his life. If the actor had a fixed mindset, he would have remained completely paralyzed from neck down for the rest of his life, just as the doctors predicted after the accident. Instead, he had a growth mindset. He took control of his situation rather than passively accepting his fate. So he underwent a strenuous training program, and then the impossible happened. Contrary to all predictions, he moved his hands, then his legs, and finally his upper body. From his wheelchair, Reeve returned to creative work, directing and acting in television. In addition, he wrote two autobiographical books, Still Me and Nothing is Impossible. Challenges give people with a growth mindset the opportunity to pursue purpose-filled actions. The more discouraged they are, the more energy they put into fighting against and rewriting their fate. So to conclude, the key message of this book is anyone can adopt a growth mindset and make the impossible possible. So here I conclude this book summary. I hope it was worthwhile. Once again, I thank you all for the support. I wish you all the best. I shall return with another book summary. Till then, take care and thank you so much.